everybody. So, hope everybody has been well in the last few weeks. Um, I apologize for not doing a video. Of course, with the holidays and New Year's and everything going on, and then, of course, everything that's been going on out in the world. It's been a little crazy, to say the least. I hope all of you have been well. Uh, so, today I want to, first of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Uh, and I'm going to do a video today. I talk about a couple things, but I'm just going to ad lib. I'm just going to kind of go as I speak, kind of a heart to heart here, heart to heart. So I want to, couple things. I have a couple of visions, really quick visions. I also want to talk about closure, which is what I'm getting right now is very important. So, first of all, thank you again. I hope everybody is well. And I want to go into things that, kind of happening, and then I want to go into the closure part and the visions. But as you know, everything has gotten really crazy. As I said, it most likely would. It's gotten more crazy, more insane in the world. Things have been very intense for most of us. I myself had, in the last week or so, some spiritual psychic attacks from dark energy, whether they be man-made technology that's been targeted at many of us, or other just dark energy entities. I've had all kinds of things. So as family members, my mom and that. But I don't want to focus on that too much. I want to just get, I'm sure others, many of others have had similar things happen. So it's been pretty intense. So much going on in the world, so many distractions, so easy to get distracted. There's obviously so much being said, so much being put out there, like, oh, I've heard so many things, for everything from, there's going to be a complete disclosure to martial law to, now there's impeachment out there on Trump. There's so many crazy things going on that it's easy to get distracted by these outer world influences. And it's very easy to not see the bigger picture and things. All I can say is definitely it's going to get more intense, more crazy. And I think most of us realize that. I do know that before it gets to the point where, or right before, I believe it'll happen right up to that point, before there's all chaotic and danger. Where danger, what I mean is whether there's whether there is some kind of attack on this country or in the world, whether there is whatever the case is, mandatory V happening, and I'm not going to say it because they ban when you use the word for the COVID thing. They like to ban stuff like that. So I do know that we will be, those of us who are ready, those of us who are choosing to leave will leave. I do know that. I have been confirmed that many times by my star family, by Sananda, Jesus. I have full confirmation of that many times. And I believe fully in my heart that we will not be here when, if, whatever real craziness where there's imminent danger to us to happen, okay? Now, will there be people, yes, that will be here? Yes, unfortunately. All I pray is for those who stay here or left behind that out of their own choosing, of course, this is free will. Everybody has a choice to shift, to leave, if but they have to be ready for it. They have to be awakened enough. They have to be accepting enough of who they really are inside, their God self, their true self. Okay, love, their heart centered. Um, so I do believe that, yes, that we will. That I do feel and pray for those who do stay behind, and I hope that whatever happens, that no one has to suffer. Okay, because I don't like that. I don't like that this, people having to suffer and go through this. Um, because whatever anyone believes, whatever anybody says, that there are so many rumors going on, and these are the distractions I'm talking about, and I get distracted by them too, and I try to bring myself back in focus, on what's important. But I just want to get this out of the way quick, talk about it, before we go into our, what I was going to say, distractions. See, there we go. Distractions. So everybody that has an idea of what's going to happen, right? Everybody has an idea that everything's going to be good, everything's going to go bad, whatever it is, it's going to happen either way. Now, do I believe that the world globalists are going to give up their money and their power? No. They will go down with a fight to the very end. So do I believe other nations, and I'm speaking of a certain Asian nation, and this is just what's been coming up for me in my own intuition and guidance that I've gotten is, how do I say, I've been getting this notion that China wants a say in the U.S., in the U.S. affairs, and wants a, how do I say, ownership in the U.S. And that's all I'm going to say. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. I don't want to say that will. I don't want to. I just trust Creator that whatever's going to be, we will be safe. We will be taken care of. I do know that. So all those distractions to the side. I want to talk about the two visions I had really quick, and then I want to talk about the closure. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of speak through my heart for that. First, I got a vision, and this was, I had asked for a confirmation of where we're at kind of in this whole shift, because it's going to, okay, and I know people, please have faith, please keep your faith, it's going to happen. And I believe that there has to be, what I feel, what I've heard and I've seen is events get to a certain point where it will trigger this, okay, trigger this shift, this ascension, this event, this solar flash, whatever we want to call it, where those of us who are ready will leave, okay? There has to be triggers to that. I don't put, like I said, any dates out there. I don't put when it's going to be or how it's going to, or when it will happen, because it just, I don't do that. Nobody can say that. Nobody can say that. Only Creator has that power. So, but what I wanted to say is the first vision I had, I saw myself looking in an airplane, okay, a passenger airplane. And I was looking down the aisle toward the back of the plane. And there were maybe 8 to 10 people maximum on this 200 seat plane. Okay, and I don't know how many, there was like 3 seats aisle and 2 seats. So a typical kind of average size domestic type flight airplane. I don't know how many seats that holds. I'm just guessing 200. So there was probably about 8 people, if that were on there. And I didn't quite understand. I saw that and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. The next, the scene switched. where I was in the cockpit of, it looked like a plane, but it was bigger. I don't know. It looked like that. I couldn't see who the pilot was. I didn't see very clearly. And I heard, "We're ready for takeoff." I'm like, okay. So I had asked, you know, which I do, I asked my star family, I asked, through what it meant. I asked Sananda, I asked Creator. I just said, please, what is this? I want to confirm what this means. And what I got was that the passengers that were sitting in the plane were those who were ready for the shift at this time out of the entire population of the world. That's a little bit, that's not many. Um, it kind of breaks my heart because, and the ready for takeoff was, we're ready to take off. When, like I said, I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. But it's, and I said, well, what is the issue? And the issue is people aren't focusing on themselves. They're not focusing on, okay, I apologize. There's a chopper going overhead right now, so helicopter. Um, wait till it passes. Okay. So people are not focusing on with themselves. They're getting distracted too much, is what I got. Now I understand we all have to survive. We all have to do our jobs or work or whatever, or school or whatever it is. That's understandable. Um, the biggest distractions are what's out there happening in the world, and it's hard. It's very difficult, hard not to focus on what's happening because it's such a big part of our world that we're living in right now in this physical world. And so um, it's good, yes, to keep kind of abreast on what's going on, what's happening, more in an observational. And I try to do that. I try not to get sucked into it. It's easy to do. So what I've been getting, what's really important right now, as they're saying, is closure. So what do I mean by that? Closure, whether it's closure on, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be closure on a job, it could be closure on a way of life, it could be a closure where you're living, it could be a closure just you're ready at that point to let go of all that's around you. It's closure. It's closure on, however, it could be closure on the way things are going to happen in this world. It could be closure on whatever it is in your life that you need to have healed or let go of. Maybe it's a relationship you had with a loved one, a family member, or it could be a friend or a relationship you were in that needs to be closure to it. Maybe things didn't end on good terms. Maybe you didn't, you you ended, like I said, a relationship in a bad way, or you haven't seen a family member, a parent, or a sister or brother in a long time. So this is an opportunity right now, to have that closure, to have that heart to heart, or have that heart to heart with yourself. Because what I'm getting is many of us are going different paths. Many of us are going to go, whether we have a family member who is going to repeat other physical lives in the third dimension, or whether they are going onto another, realm, another planet, or another, how do I say, maybe they're going back to their star family. We're going, maybe you're going back to your star family, or maybe you're going somewhere else. I don't know. So what I'm saying is, it's good right now to give that closure, that forgiveness, is like I've said before, of yourself, of forgiveness of others, because then what you do is you release that binding connection that you have with that person that may be karma, okay? Yes, there is that, there's always that piece uh, of that connection until you reconcile, until you are ready to let go, or until you have that closure. You have to have that closure in your heart. It's so important. It's one of the most difficult things we have to do, especially if the relationship was not such a good one, and maybe you ended a relationship years ago. Maybe uh, it's difficult. We're all going through these things. So I highly encourage any of you to seek out what that closure could be. Maybe you don't have any. Yeah, that's great. Uh, I'm envious. No, actually, that's great. I think that's important. Um, so, be good with whatever is, because everybody's got their own pathway. Everybody has their own choices they're making in this life. And I think that's hard. Sometimes it's the hardest for us to accept. Maybe we are in a relationship, or you're in a relationship that you are very awakened, you know what's going on, and your spouse isn't. Your spouse is not accepting of being awake, of maybe they're too engrossed in the third dimension physical world. Maybe they're too distracted and they're not ready. And that's okay. That's their path. But I think that's the hardest thing to accept for many of us, is to let go and allow each other to be who we really are supposed to be. Because we're all going to have different opinions. We're all going to have different pathways. It's okay. We're all part of the same unified body of consciousness. We all are. And so I'm going to check how long this video is. I don't have my glasses on, so I apologize. But anyway, yes. So please, I think that's important right now, is what I'm getting is closure, because we are really so close. I've gotten many of the confirmations. I've had dreams where I can feel it. I've been with my star family. I feel it very strongly every night. I can feel like that presence. I just, it's like where you were somewhere, but you can't quite remember the details. But you have that feeling of that connection, that you were with maybe your star family or your soul family or whoever. So, but I just wanted to say, please, if you do, find that closure within yourself, because it's so important. We don't want to carry that over with us to wherever we're going, because it has to be resolved. It's easier to resolve it in this physical realm than it is in a higher realm. Because the emotional part in this physical realm has to be dealt with. Whether maybe it's a lower frequency emotion of frustration or anger you have built up, or it could be regret, or it could be whatever it is, that emotion needs to be dealt with, and that finding the core of that issue, why you feel that way, to like I said, to forgive yourself, to deal with that very reason that you're feeling that way, and to look at it as an experience, because it is. It's all an experience. What did you learn from that experience? If you've learned something, are you ready to let that go? Are you ready to say, okay, you know what? Yep, it was an experience. I learned this from it, or I learned that from it, or whatever it is. That's great. Maybe you learn more compassion from a relationship. Maybe you learn more patience. Maybe you learned how to set boundaries better. Maybe you learned how to stand up for yourself, how to voice your opinion, your feelings, how to be more honest, how to be in your heart. because that's what it's about. So that's what I wanted to really talk about. Um, I don't, like I said, hold on. I don't want to go into any negative things, like I said, too much, obviously, because there's so much of that going on in the world right now. I wanted to focus this really on you, us, our heart, and how to heal and move forward, and be ready. So when that moment comes, which it can be anytime, to be completely ready to let go when that time comes. Um, that's the big message I'm getting right now. What's really important, um, because not everybody, there's a lot of people who are not going to awaken right now. They're not ready. And that's okay. They have to have their path too. We all have to have our own path. Many people might have to learn more uh, experiences. You know, I've had people that who have been with or I've known who are not awakened, and when I try to talk about things, they call me crazy, or that's just my beliefs. I'm, you know, I got this one. I was called schizophrenic. Okay, so that's okay. I'm not angry at it. I've let that go because really it's not important. They're where in their path, where their level or frequency they're at. There may be things they have to learn. So um, anyway, I don't want to continue rambling on here, but I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your comments. Please share, like, subscribe. Uh, please comment. I appreciate it. And check out my other videos. Um, I will try to do more videos more often when I get something that really needs to be, I just don't want to do a video just to do a video. I know so many people out there do videos every day and it's just to talk. No, I rather speak what I'm getting to share with people, what I'm being helped or guided to, for people that is important right now to work on. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about actually all of us. Okay, so that's what I want. My messages are, because I've noticed a lot of other people, and that's okay. They need a place to vent, and get let's help people. Maybe that's why they do it. They need a place to vent, and so they can get support from other people or advice because they have no one. You know. So I love you all. Thank you again for watching. And until next time, okay? God bless.